Hey again, everyone. Welcome to the Voice of College Football. Please like the video, share the videos out on social media, and subscribe. We've got predictions for your team and everybody else across the Power 5, so please lock it in right here. We move on to the Pac-12 in Washington State. And, of course, Nick Rolovich had the typical challenge of being a first-year head coach. But on top of that, during the pandemic, no spring practices, no personal contact with his team, practice, workouts, anything, all the way through until the Pac-12, of course, was the last conference to determine to play. And the Cougars only suited up for 4 games. They won 1. They blew a 28-7 halftime lead against Utah. They blew a big lead against Oregon. They led that game 19-7. Could have had 2 monumental Pac-12 wins and only played, again, 4 games, and they played some of the best teams in the Pac-12 and going 1-3. Now, Nick Rolovich has a complete offseason, has a lot of players back who were impact players who gained second and third team all Pac-12 status. So maybe Washington State has a bounce back year here in 2021. Let's run it down right here. And the non-conference games are against Utah State, Portland State, and later in the year against BYU. All those games are in Pullman. And, of course, that date against BYU could be rather interesting. Cougars and Cougars late night, most likely in Pullman later in the season. In terms of the conference games, of course, we typically look at who that particular team has to play out of the division, because you play everybody in the North. If you're a Pac-12 North team, you play everybody. So that's Stanford, that's Cal, that's, of course, Oregon State, that's Washington as well. So they've got those dates in hand. Who don't they play? They do not play out of the Pac-12 South Division. They do not play UCLA. They miss UCLA, and they also miss Colorado. So not necessarily a good draw there. UCLA is going to be decent. Colorado may be one of the worst teams in the Pac-12 based on my estimations at this point. So Washington State could have picked up a win or 2 there, but they face the better teams in the division. In looking at Arizona State, USC, and Utah in particular, this stretch drive is difficult. Looking at Arizona State on the road after facing BYU at home, then Arizona State on the road, also Oregon on the road, Washington on the road. They should defeat, of course, Arizona, most likely the worst team in the conference. Washington State comes back. They're respectable. They get back to a bowl game. I like them going 3-6 in the Pac-12, but they win all the non-conference games. They could possibly lose to Utah State. Of course, BYU, the way that shapes up right now, they're possibly a slight underdog at home, but I like Washington State winning all the non-conference games in Pullman and finishing at 6-6. Again, 3-6 in the Pac-12. Your comments, your record results down below. Please track us as we go team by team by team through the Power 5 and our predictions for 2021 right here at the Voice of College Football.